Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. Wiley here checking in live from the writing cave. Just figured I'd come on and do a weekly wrap up because I had some time. I was literally just finished listening to the notes from a meeting I had with my advisor, and I've been working on messy drafts, as I call them, trying to fix my narrative. And it's mostly answering the questions where she says, you know, basically talking about, well, what are the questions that the primary researchers in race, digital studies, and intersectionality, what questions, do they have? And how do the questions that I'm working on for my work in this area relate? Taking a position on, my methodology, as far as like which one do I think will feel best for my work. And so I was listening to the comments again, and I started working on the messy draft late Thursday. And then I started a little bit yesterday, in reading mostly. And I'm getting ready to start again. I was just thinking about like the lessons that you learn in the doctoral student process. Uh, at this point, it isn't classes anymore, it's writing for comments. And then realizing that it's the comments that you get, it's not the infamous reviewer number two, it's not an article revision. You're writing about a research idea that you may or may not have even really fleshed out. And by fleshed out, I mean it's not a published paper. Some people are writing about that, but we're talking about Chris's life. So my area of interest is race, digital studies, and intersectionality. And I'm really interested in the intersectionality piece of race and digital studies because the intersectionality in itself is huge. Um, and I'm interested in exploring online communities and how online communities talk about race, what lessons we can learn, and bring those conversations to the forefront. I really believe that ideas, values, and beliefs are interconnected. And to me, it would be interesting if we map people's ideas, values, and beliefs using people's conversations about race and use it as a framework for teaching tools. Yes, that's what I'm interested in doing because I feel like you have to use what people use, for lack of a better word. And I think people on the internet. So being on the internet is a gift and a curse. It's a great place to watch information behavior. It's also a train wreck because you see, because behind the screen, people can be anything. In many ways, emboldened, if that's a better word for it, to people to be braver, to be disruptive, to lie, um, and be disingenuous more than in real life, or maybe in real life they're the same. I don't know, and I'm not trying to, you know, criticize anyone. Uh, so it's just interesting to explore online behaviors and how those online behaviors connect to everyday life and in our institutions, in our workplace, in our interactions with each other. Um, so that's what I'm interested in studying because I was looking at news agency posts, like the Washington Post, and um, no, that's a newspaper that some people read. It's been around for a long time, but that's not the only online community. But that's where I started with looking at their online comments, only because it's the data that was accessible to me. Because I notice now that a lot of newspapers, you whether they're online or not, you can't really get access to the comments like that. So it tends to be like online platforms such as either a news agency post that does provide access to comments, or it's an online forum, um, the platform. So like Facebook or Twitter. Um, so it's just been an experience of learning how you write what it is that you want to study, why it matters, how it connects, and explaining that is literally writing things over and over again, which I think is a PhD process. Whereas one mentor had says, if you're not prepared to write it 5 times or more, you don't want to be doctor. Which initially came across as shade, but later I'm like, yeah, you do write it over because different people read it, and you're literally writing things in different contexts over and over again, because this is just the narrative. The preliminary exam and your dissertation, you're writing again. And there is no such thing as you write and it's absolutely perfect. Doesn't matter if we're talking about academia or the person that writes for a newspaper, the person that writes freelance, however they write. When you're saying you're going to write, that definitely means revise, 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 restate. So getting used to that and being okay with it, and it's also being in a different space because, for lack of a better word, I was thinking about this within the context of how it related to submitting my work for tenure at the university that I'm in, and I was like, it's completely different because within your research statement, there's actual stuff that you actually published, and it's been a couple of years, so you can say, oh, its impact is, or I believe the directions of it are. It's something that you can put your hand on, that you can say you wrote this particular year, and now you want to go in this direction, or this work that already exists has created, has it has led somewhere. But when you think about a narrative, uh, and the preliminary is work that you want to do. It's what you hope that it will illustrate, indicate, reveal. And then when you get to actually defending it, it's like, this is what it did based on your experiences of doing the actual research that you proposed. So in many ways, it's writing about a you and a work that has yet to be. Completely the opposite of tenure track. Yay! Anyway, so, just saying, you know, and that's what I'm thinking. So sending supportive thoughts to all doctoral students, because I also know that different schools require different things, and some people, it's not this at all. And being, and I'm not judging if your process is not the same as mine. Hey, as I was in a conversation with somebody about a week ago, I was like, look, my stance is I want everybody to make it. Whatever your dream is, if you're in academia or outside of it, I'm rooting for you. I'm wishing you the absolute best, because I don't have time to be critiquing whose program is this and should we call you. I don't have time. Life has life enough, so I don't have time. I don't have time. That's just not me. Whatever your process is, whatever it is you want to do, go for it, friend. Do you move? That's all I can say. Yeah. But anyway, just passing through these social streets on a Saturday. As I'm sitting here, like I said, I just got through listening to my professor's comments, and getting ready to write it again, or rewrite, or restructure, and figure it out. But I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. I hope that whatever it is that you're doing it with all your might. that you're enjoying yourself, that you find some joy, some peace, some power, and some purpose. Peace. Thanks for listening.